Have you ever wondered how much money a car could be worth? Well, you've clicked the right video to find out. So guys, let's start with the least expensive car of the list, the 2004 Maybach Exelero. First of all, for all of those who don't know Maybach, it is owned by and seen as the luxury brand of Mercedes. And now that we're all caught up, let's talk about the car itself. The car is equipped with a twin-turbo V12 engine, and that engine produces about 690 horsepower. It is engineered to prevent as much aerodynamic stress as possible, but it still weighs a whopping 2.6 tons. Now you may thought that this car is a luxury car. Well, it is very much a luxury car, but it is also intended as a supercar. Therefore, the top speed of the Maybach Exelero is about 218 miles per hour or 351 kilometers an hour. But the question is, how much does this car cost? Well, this car is sold for $8 million to rapper Birdman. That would be 8.04 million euros or 6.9 million pounds, but now it would be worth more than $10 million. And for those who want to know, that is the same amount as 10.05 million euros or 8.7 million pounds. The next car on the list is one you might have expected already. Of course, I'm talking about the famous Bugatti Voiture Noire. This car is, just like the Maybach Exelero, the only one of its kind. It features a W16 engine which produces a stunning 1,479 horsepower. The fun fact is, although many people find it hard to believe, that it has 6 exhaust tips. And with all this in mind, the Voiture Noire could reach a top speed of a ridiculous 248.5 miles an hour or 400 kilometers per hour. But why did Bugatti actually made this amazing piece of art? Well, Bugatti intended it to be a tribute to the legendary old 1935 Bugatti Type 57 South Carolina Atlantic Coupe, which 4 were ever made of. Now listen up, because this legendary old Bugatti has a story behind it. The 1935 Bugatti Type 57 South Carolina Atlantic Coupe was a very special car with a legendary reputation that still stands today. It was the winner of many global concours, exceptionally rare, incredibly valuable, and stunning to look at. But only 3 Atlantic variants remain. The second one ever built was called the Voiture Noire and was made for Jean Bugatti, the son of Bugatti's founder, Edgar Bugatti. It was then delivered to Robert Benoit, who was the winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1937, before it was shipped to Bordeaux during the Second World War. And it hasn't been seen since. So, now we know what a legendary car the new Bugatti Voiture Noire represents, but you obviously clicked on this video to know how much the most expensive cars ever cost. And my answer to that is $18.7 million. Yes, it was sold to a buyer who wants to remain anonymous for a price of $18.7 million. That is the equivalent of 18.04 million euros or 16.9 million pounds. What a car, and what a history, isn't it? And now, we're back to the luxury cars. Yes, I'm talking about Rolls-Royce, and to be specific, the Rolls-Royce Boattail. But Boattails aren't a normal luxury car. No, they are maybe the most luxurious cars ever made. And I'm not kidding. Let me explain. Boattails are a specific family that all cost above $20 million. Each Boattail made has the purpose to reflect the story of its owner, and on top of that, they are totally customizable to fit the best needs of their owners. There are in total 3 Rolls-Royce Boattails made, and the last one sold was also the most expensive one, which was made by hand entirely and sold for an easy $28 million to a family in the pearling industry. If you live in Europe, that would cost you 28.1 million euros, and for those watching from the UK, you would have paid 16.1 million pounds. And overall, I have to be honest, it definitely isn't an ugly car to say the least. Ah, yes, the Ferrari 250 GTO, we all know it. This legendary Ferrari was the previous most expensive car ever sold. And hey, if you want to know which car beat the Ferrari 250 GTO for being the most expensive car in all history, definitely keep watching. But now back to the Ferrari. We will tell you the car's accomplishments a bit later on the video, but we'll first investigate the owner of the Ferrari 250 GTO. So, who was the owner of this stunning car? Well, we actually don't know, but what we can tell you is that it was sold at an auction in Monterey in California. We also know that Paul Pappalardo owned one too, and he sold it for approximately $52 million. Yes, $52 million, ladies and gentlemen. This car would be on top of the list with a price tag that is $24 million more than the last one. which was the Rolls-Royce Boattail. And, to really shock you guys, this isn't even the Ferrari 250 GTO we are talking about. Just wait and see. The most expensive Ferrari 250 GTO sold has never crashed and thus didn't need any restoration. Combine that with its history as the 1964 Tour de France winner, and you can see why this 250 GTO was sold for much more than the one from Paul Pappalardo. The Ferrari 250 GTO had a top speed of 174 miles per hour, or 280 kilometers per hour, and was one of the 36 to ever be produced. And now that I know you guys are really pumped up to know the value of this car, it is a good moment to unfold the price tag. The most expensive Ferrari ever was sold for $72 million. This is equal to 69 million euros or 60 million pounds. Okay guys, you think you've just found out the amount of one of the most expensive car deals ever? Well, you're not wrong, but just wait until you know the price of this next car. I am talking about the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe. This very old car was sold at an auction in Stuttgart in May of 2022, and from then on, it was the most expensive car of all time. Mercedes owned this car before it was sold, and it was named after the chief engineer Rudolf Uhlenhaut, and later Rudolf used it as his company car. This car was obviously very rare, there were only 2 prototypes ever made. The 300 SLR was based on Mercedes' W196 GP car that took Fangio to 2 F1 world titles, and it has a top speed of 180 miles an hour, or 289.6 kilometers an hour. And now, the thing we've all been waiting for. The answer to the most important question of this video. How much did the most expensive car of all time cost? Well guys, the Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe is the most expensive car of all time and was sold for $142 million, that is 141 million euros, or 115 million pounds. Let that sink in. Now guys, if you like this video and would love to see more of this content, please give this video a like. And if you want to know what cars are the fastest in the world, or what cars are the most luxurious cars ever, or maybe you just like our channel, consider subscribing. Because we will make those videos in the future. Alright, that's all for this week. And until next time, thank you for watching.